YouTube? This is your girl Samantha Sweets and welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, what is up my sweetie squad? Listen guys, I know I've been a little MIA, but we're not here to talk about that right now. Right now we're here to talk about a very serious crime case. I do these on my channel, so definitely if you're into those sort of things, this will be the video for you, as well as everything else that's going on. I will give you guys an update very soon. I truly do apologize. I have let people know though that I am okay. I am just dealing with something right now, and we'll get back to that very soon. But right now, we are here to talk about the crime case of disappearance of Brittanee Drexel. So again, if you're just here for the makeup or the spoilers of the tutorials, this will not be the video for you. But if you like crime stories and that sort of thing, then just keep watching. Okay, so Brittanee Drexel. Let's just go ahead and talk about this real quick. I don't know if you've heard of the case, but it is a case that is very near and dear to my heart. I don't know the girl personally because I'm not from where she's from, but I have been following this case since day one. This case is has a lot of significance to me, and I'm going to explain all of this to you guys and why, and then we're going to talk about the complete story. I did briefly talk about this about a year and a half ago on my channel, and yesterday, it being the anniversary of making it 11 years since Brittanee has gone missing, I was like, you know what, it's time that I do another update to the story. Not to mention I have a little bit more news. So I feel like Brittanee Drexel has kind of just fallen through the cracks. Like, I feel like her case isn't really talked about that much anymore, and it's a very sad story, and it's actually a good warning story for all of our teenagers and young moms and youngums in the area that think that they know better than what their parents do. Because let me tell you something, guys. Your parents, because I know teens watch me, your parents know more than you do. I'm talking like I'm a teen now. But this story, my mother told me about this story, and now let's get into it. So Brittanee Drexel, she was 17 years old when she went missing. Beautiful girl, guys. Look at her. Gorgeous, piercing blue eyes, just everyone that I've listened to in videos and stories, and I will leave the link to her disappearance story in the description box below. She also has a lot of newscasting, everything. I will leave all that as much as I can in the description box. I want this story to be out there. I want this story to get, finally, I want her to get justice. I don't want to make it to 12 years and her family still not knowing what's happened to her. 11 years is enough. And the saddest thing is a lot of people know what happened to her. Not one, not two, not three, a lot. They're just not talking. So I'm here to get it out there, to get my voice out there, and let's do the thing. So again, Brittanee Drexel, I want to real quick, just based on her birthday, she was born on October 7th, 1991 in the United States, and she was from Rochester, New York. And okay, let's put it like this. She was very vivacious. She was a very popular teenager, everything like that. She comes from a very loving, I don't say wealthy, but very loving, great family life. Right before she went missing, her parents had a divorce. They went for a divorce, and you know that was what does that to children, is they rebel, they basically go off the deep end. Well, actually a couple of days before Brittanee went missing, she tried to overdose on medicine, on I believe it was just pills. It wasn't as many as what people thought of, and it was basically like a cry for help. Again, she had her brother, she had her sister. They were all younger at this time, and she was the oldest. So with being a mother, her beautiful mother, Dawn, my heart just goes to her every day. And I'm actually friends with her mother and her grandmother on Facebook. And I want justice. I really do. This story is so emotional and so sad. So basically, she tells her mom back in April of spring break of 2009, she tells her mom, hey mom, listen, can I go to Myrtle Beach for spring break? Her mom's like, no way, you're 17, this is too dangerous, something's gonna happen to you. Her exact words were, Britt, something is going to happen to you. Those words came back to haunt to the truth. So Brittanee Drexel then decides, well, okay, I won't tell my mom, but I'll go. She had this boyfriend at the time, John Greco, I believe that was his name, but I know his name was John. Here's his picture right here. They were such a cute little couple, and they were off and on for 2 years, and they were so sweet, and he really did love Brittanee. I mean, I'm sure he still does. So he tells her, go, Brit, you know, go. Like, honestly, you just almost tried to take your life. You've been under stress. Go. So she went down there with 4 other friends, and these friends were all older than her. She was 17, and these kids were like 19, 18, those kind of things. So she tells her mom, you know, okay, well, listen, I won't go. You know, she asked her again. Her mom said no. She said, well, can I just stay the week, because it was spring break? Can I stay the week, which would be 3 days for the weekend? Can I stay at so-and-so's house? I'm not sure what the name of the girl is, but can I stay, and I will check up on, you know, I'll call in and I'll check on you and all this stuff. Her mom says, okay, fine, you can do that, because she's thinking she's only like 15 minutes from her house, 20 minutes from her house, not freaking, what was it, 1,800
Actually, no, guys, after looking at my facts, it is actually a 14-hour drive from South Carolina to Rochester, New York.
But anyways, so she goes. They go down there on Friday. They have a good time. But then Brittanee, or actually I believe they left on Thursday. I'm sorry. They go down on Thursday, and there's a lot of drinking going on, a lot of drugs. Brittanee's not doing the drugs though. The other friends are. On top of that, she also runs into some other friends that she knows from New York, and they all get together and hang out and stuff and everything. And that's when she decides that the next night, which is going to be her last night, because she was only going to be down there for 3 nights, and that they were going to come home on Sunday. So yeah, okay, so 3 nights, but that would have been Friday night, Saturday night, leaving Sunday. Gotcha. Okay, so again, she is not really getting along with these friends. She's texting her boyfriend like a million times a day, like always texting her boyfriend or on the phone with them. And she's like, I want to come home. I can't wait to come home the next day. At this time, her mother calls her probably like around 5 o'clock that evening, says, you know, hey, Britt, I got you some cleats. Still doesn't know she's in Myrtle Beach now. And she says she's on the beach. She told her sister she was on the beach, and her sister's thinking she's like 45 minutes, you know, on the beach up the road, not all the way in South Carolina. So, okay, this is where it gets a little iffy, okay? So, Britt leaves, okay? I want to get my exact times around after Friends. Okay, Britt is staying at the Bar Harbor Hotel. I don't know if you guys know of that, of the Myrtle Beach area, but that is why I'm doing this video, because I want her voice and her story to be heard. She goes out at the bar. She leaves the Bar Harbor Hotel. That's where she's staying with her friends. She leaves and walks only 1.5 miles, okay, to South Ocean Boulevard to another hotel, Blue Water Resort, where her friend Peter Hardowitz, I believe that's how you say his name. Hardowitz. Yep, John Greco. I was right. Was her boyfriend's name. Hardowitz. And he is her friend from New York, and he's, you know, he says, yeah, come on over, hang out with us, blah, 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 whatever. So she decides to walk. Now, again, this is only, it's 15 minutes, but still, it's, come on, you're 17 years old. You're not from this area, and you're walking by yourself on the strip. That's got to be weary. That's got to be scary. And that's got to be a dinner bell for any predator out there. So she decides, so again, she leaves at 8 p.m. and she goes to walk. She gets 15 minutes. She's only there for a couple of minutes, okay? And she's wearing a black and white tank top, flip-flops, and shorts, carrying a beige purse. And then she leaves around 8:45. She was there for a couple of minutes. I mean, honestly, I thought it was like 20 minutes, but it's saying here she left at 8:45. So she was there for 40. Well, no, because it took her time to walk. So yeah, she was there for a good 15-30 minutes. So she was there 15-30 minutes, and then her friend calls her that she's staying within the hotel and says, hey, I want my shorts. The black shorts that Brittanee is actually wearing at the time. Now, I don't know about you, and I'm not trying to make this about me at all, because this is all about Brittanee, but if someone calls me and I literally just walked 15 minutes up the hotel, and now you're talking about you want your shorts, that's okay. Find something else to wear. I'm not coming all the way back in the dark by myself to return your shorts. So I hate the fact that her friend called her, because that is what sealed Brittanee's fate. So Brittanee decides she's upset now. She's frustrated. She knows she has to leave, and she has to go all the way back to the hotel and return the shorts. And she did tell Peter that she would give her a call if she was going to come back out, and that they would maybe get together again that night. The whole time she's walking back along the strip, which I have video right here. What is insane is that I'm going to pop up the video of Brittanee leaving the hotel, so that you guys know that Peter's story did check out. He has nothing to do with Brittanee's missing disappearance. I always thought he did, but people still do think he did, but I do not think he did. I just think it's just very bad coincidence. Wrong place, wrong time. Now, she leaves the hotel. You can see her right here. She's very petite, only 102 pounds. She's a very beautiful girl. She has her little short blonde hair going on. She has her shorts, her little black shorts on. She has flip-flops, her purse, and her little, her top, okay, she's wearing. So she goes to leave. She leaves the hotel at 8:45. She's walking back and she's texting with her boyfriend. Now, I would not be texting, okay? I would be on the phone if I had to walk back by myself, which was wrong of Peter and any other man that was in that hotel to make her walk back by herself, or even the girlfriend should have met her, and came back, or they all came together. Nobody should be walking alone at night in an area you don't know, point blank, especially a teenager. Let's not forget, guys, Brittanee was only 17 years old at this moment in time. So she's walking back, and again, she's texting her boyfriend, John, and she's just basically saying, oh, now I gotta walk back, and da-da-da-da, and all this stuff and everything. At 9:15, that was the last text message. Any connection that Brittanee had was at 9:15. That's it. The texts stop, and John is terrified. He is so worried. He keeps on waiting. It's 15 minutes go by, 30 minutes go by. At 45 minutes, he's realizing something is not right. He decides he's going to call her. He calls. It just rings and rings and rings and rings. No answer. And again, I'm going to show you guys now. I did not find this video until last night. And it's not a video. It's actually a clip. I found this video last night. I was on the Facebook and I was looking at just comments, just trying to see if I can put updates together, because I am part of her Facebook group, Justice for Brittanee. I am a Brit Warrior, proud of it. And if you would like to be, that's great. That'd be awesome. I would love for you to join. And it's free. Basically, you're there for Brit, okay? Prayers always. So again, yesterday was the anniversary of her disappearance, and everything was being brought up and everything. So I saw this and I was flabbergasted. It is a picture, which is a video actually, but apparently, according to someone who I talked to, when you go around the corner and that's when you cannot see her no more, they said that camera was not working at the time. We'll get back into that. But anyways, here is the last photo of Brittanee Drexel. You see here in the black and white that she is walking, and you see 3 people behind her. Brittanee is the highlighted little glow, and you see 3 people behind her. Do not forget that. Okay. So at this time, John is, okay, that's it. After he's already texted her, Britt, listen, I'm going to have to tell your mother. If you do not call me back, that's it. I'm going to tell your mother. He immediately calls Dawn and tells Dawn, listen, Dawn, Brittanee is not here. She is in Myrtle Beach. She went for spring break. I know you're mad. I know you're probably mad at me, but we need to find her. Immediately, Brittanee's mom is upset. She's mad at her. But all she could think about is, oh my God, my baby, what is going on to my baby? She also said that she had a mother's intuition that something just didn't feel right. And we all know how that goes. A mother's intuition is never wrong. Just like her words that said, Britt, something is going to happen to you. Are you guys following me? So they decide, okay, boom, we're going down there. They drive all the way down there to Myrtle Beach and they decide to go looking for her. There's no sign of Brittanee. The friends that are with her, they don't know where. She's left behind her clothes, her straightener. Apparently, this girl never went anywhere without her straightener. She's a teenager, 17. Okay, her charger, her makeup. Okay, that's a big time. Her mother was like, oh no, something is wrong. My daughter would never go missing without her makeup. She would never leave without her makeup. Her father, Chad Drexel, automatically thinks that she is a runaway. He thinks she's a runaway because of the problems of the divorce and that she was already rebelling by trying to overdose on drugs. He's thinking she wants attention. The mother is not thinking that. Dawn is thinking something is definitely wrong. So they go down there and Brittanee's gone. They can't find Brittanee. They decide to get Brittanee's cell phone location. They decided to get her last pings, her last text messages, everything. And again, I told you, they spoke to the friends that she was with, They have not heard from her. And they spoke to Peter Horowitz and those little friends that actually left, boom, 2 o'clock in the morning. No, didn't take the deposit. The hotel was trashed. They left behind clothes. They left behind stuff. Why would you leave like that? Why would you leave in such a hurry? To me, that's always concerned me why they left in such a hurry. And then immediately, as soon as they get back to New York, to Rochester, he lawyers up. And then the friends lawyer up. That's just, to me, it's just a little weird if you ask me. If you have nothing to hide, there's no reason you need a lawyer. Hold on one second. Okay, I just want to make sure that I have all my statistics here. So, I'm going to put a map up of Brittanee's cell phone basically pinging in different areas. So, she was in Myrtle Beach, right? The last text message that went out was at 9:15 from Brittanee's phone. But Brittanee's phone is still moving. It's pinging off the towers, and it's going far from Myrtle Beach. Definitely. Now, the police cannot conclude that Brittanee is where her cell phone is, but that cell phone most likely is probably with Brittanee, and it is traveling, and that means that she was taken. So, okay, I want to make sure I have everything. 50 to 60 miles away from where Brittanee was staying at the hotel, at the hotel, is where her cell phone is pinging. Now, 17 years old on a Saturday night. There's no freaking way you would want to leave the hot spots where the clubs are and the partying to go where her phone last ping, which was in Georgetown, which is in McLennanville, which is over by this swampy, muddy, only fishermen and local people and boaters would want to come here. It was a dock, okay? It was like a boat ramp dock. Why on earth would a 17-year-old want to go there? That is immediately when things shot up and people were like, okay, something is definitely not right. But, and again, I want to make sure I have everything adding up. It says that she was moving at such a fast pace that it would have taken her 4 hours to, was it 4 hours? 2 hours to walk to where she was located, or a 45-minute drive. So clearly her cell phone and most likely Brittanee was in that car, and most likely she was, like I said, abducted. So the case went completely cold. No, nothing. They couldn't get no leads, nothing. The family tried their hardest to get answers, and it was like nobody was talking. Well, one thing you guys need to know is that in McLennanville is a very small town, and there is a family called the Taylors. This family right here is disgusting. We'll just go ahead and say that right now. They're disgusting human beings. I really don't know what to say about these people, but they're disgusting. There is a brother, a son, a uncle, I believe cousins, and they are very tight. Like everyone, basically they rule that town. Everybody is scared of them, and that's why this case has not been solved. So, I hate talking about these people because, anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you this right now. Gosh, what is the date? I need to know the exact date of. Okay, I want this video to be all about Brittanee, but I need to speak something. Shannon McConaughey. I'm not exactly sure what year. I would have to look that up for you guys. But Shannon McConaughey, she actually was, she was mugged, raped, and murdered by the Taylors, by Taylor. And his name was actually Sean Taylor, and he's like the dad and the big boy and all that stuff and everything. And then you also have the cousins and the uncles and, like I said, all that. And the reason that they were never arrested for her murder is because, well, when you know people, you know people. And the DNA that would have sent them to prison for life was tampered with. And unfortunately, she never got justice. And unfortunately, with her not getting justice, Brittanee now is having to suffer the same fate. There's also another woman missing, Crystal Souls, and they were said to be that she bought drugs from the Taylors. And now these are all white women, And these are African-American men. So let's not throw race cards, but this is what it is. And she's gone missing. And never has anybody found her body or anything like that. So back to Brittanee. So her case went completely cold. 8 months after her disappearance, sunglasses were found on a bank, a dirty, muddy bank. Okay? I actually looked at the sunglasses, and then I'm gonna pop up this picture right here of Brittanee sitting on the beach. This is the day before she disappeared, in a pink bikini and sunglasses on her head. I promise you, I swear those are the sunglasses. But I've spoken with someone who has spoken to the family, and they said that no, her grandmother did buy her those sunglasses for Christmas, and that those sunglasses were actually on her dresser, I believe. But who's to say that while she was down there for spring break, she didn't buy sunglasses? Obviously, it was a type that she liked because those are the same pair. So who's to say she didn't buy sunglasses, and who's to say those are not Brittanee's? Now, they were weathered, they were damaged, they were muddy, they were messed up. So when they tried to get DNA off of them, they could not. The environment of this location, of where this last girl's whereabouts was, is beyond recognition. It is full of alligators, full of snakes, flies the size of golf balls, wild hogs, wild boars. Did I say alligators? Alligators. So here's a swamp. Here's the boat ramp. They said that she would only had 6 hours before the bodies ate her animal. The bodies ate her animal before the animals ate her body. So we don't ever want to think that that's what happened to Britt, but we just don't know what else more. Other people say that she could have been trafficked, but I don't think that's the case. Now we have the update. There is an inmate who's an informant to Quan Brown. Now, as her mother said, Dawn, he has nothing to lose. He has nothing to gain from this. He's in prison for a life sentence. So what would be his reason of speaking upon this? Maybe he's really trying to do the right thing. It took him too damn long. But back in 2016, in June 2016, okay, he has decided he's going to talk. This is what he says he found. Now, there's a $25,000 reward for any information leading to Brittanee's case, leading to finding her body, leading to find out what happened. Taquan didn't even want that. On top of the fact that he passed his polygraph test. That is what terrifies me. He passed his polygraph test. So, what did he say? He says that he's serving a 25-year sentence for manslaughter. And it says here that after Drexel disappeared in 2009, he had gone to visit the stash house in McLennanville. Now, let me clear this up because here's a picture of the stash house. That is what it was. There has been DNA of Brittanee's found in that stash house. There has also been DNA of Brittanee's found at that dock, at that boat ramp that I showed you guys before. However, she went missing in 2009. It has taken them this long to close the case because literally in 2011, at the end of 2009, because this happened in April, they were almost done. And for some reason, they decided to take the investigators off that case and bring in fresh blood. What? When I heard that from Dawn on the newscasting yesterday, I was floored. Like, the case was almost closed and you guys messed it up. I just don't even know what to say about that. But again, when you know people, you know people. And I really feel like the Taylor family is somehow having this connection of where the truth is not going to be told until the light is ready to shine. And that's coming. So it says, he had gone to the stash house in McLennanville to give money to Sean Taylor, Timothy's father. Now, Timothy Deshawn he was 17 at the time, same age as Brittanee, and he had one arm. Only one arm. He had lost it, I guess, in a robbery or something. He robbed a McDonald's. I really don't know the whole story on that, and I really don't care to. But anyways, they're saying that, oh, he couldn't have done it because he only had one arm. Let me tell you something. There wasn't just one person following Brittanee that night. There was 3. And this is a whole family. And I'm going to get back to his allegation in a minute with Taquan, but don't say this man's innocent. Here's he right here. And I'm actually going to link the interview, if I can find it, of him talking and how his body language, his eyes, his wording just screams guilty. He said that he was in school at the time that Brittanee was taken. How's that possible when it was around 9:15 at night and it was spring break? So clarify that, Mr. Deshawn. So it says that as he walked through the house, this is Daquan Brown now saying, he had told Minwaz, which is the detective, that he saw Timothy Taylor sexually abusing Drexel with others present. So basically they were gangbanging her. She was being raped and held beyond her. I just cannot fathom what this girl went through her last couple of days, being alive, the torture, the it breaks my heart. 17 years old, nobody should go through this. They were basically sexually abusing Drexel, and he says he continued to the backyard where he found Sean Taylor and made his payment. As he talked, she ran from the house. Drexel did try to run, and he said that he saw Timothy Taylor pistol whip her, take her back inside the house, which then he heard 2 gunshots, which he assumed were the sounds of Drexel being killed. Brown claims to have seen a wrapped body being removed from the house which was dumped in one of the many alligator ponds in the area. That is what Taquan Brown's first story is. Now, he did pass the polygraph. When they gave him a second polygraph for the second story he had said, he failed this one. So they said that he knows more than what he's saying. I'm not implicating that Taquan Brown has anything to do with this. However, you actually do, because you didn't say anything. You didn't even help this girl, this innocent teenager. So, oh goodness, again. Okay, so I told you guys that Taquan Brown came up with that story in 2016 of June. In February of 2019 of last year, Taquan Brown had another story. It's like he remembered things that he forgot about. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not that I don't believe his first story, because it is very believable and plausible. However, the second story does make a little bit more sense, but it just all has to add up together. So the second story is that he saw Brittanee Drexel actually weeks later. He saw her multiple times. So if everything were to add up, Brittanee would have been kept alive and hostage against her will for 3 weeks of torment and torture. And why I feel that they had to get rid of her and they could not just let her go, I feel because of all the billboards, the flyers, the news articles. Her name was everywhere and they got scared. So back to the stash house, because I forgot to tell you guys this. The stash house actually was set on fire of last year. Nobody was living in there at the time, unfortunately. But the stash house was set on fire, arsony. Nobody knows who did it, but we all know who did it. Come on. They were trying to get rid of evidence, but luckily evidence has already been found. So that right there shows a lot of guilt. You burned down your house? Anyways, the interviewer in February 2019, Taquan Brown, had another story. Here's what it is. In Rochester McCormick Correctional Institution, where he is currently incarcerated, he has said he actually saw Drexel 4 times, 4 different occasions after her disappearance. In addition to the first encounter, Brown said he had seen her again a month later a month later. So she was taken on April 25th. So that means that she would have had to been alive May 25th or around that time. And it was the time that she was killed. The first time Brown said he saw Drexel was April 27th, 2 days after her disappearance. That is when she was in the stash house. And 8 to 12 men were sexually assaulting her. Do you now understand why I say so many people know? So many people are such cowards to do the right thing. Well, let me tell you guys this. It's coming. Your demise is coming. The truth is going to be told, and all of you guys, which seems to me it has to be over 20 people and then some, because their families are scared to talk, know what happened to this poor innocent girl, and I hope they take every single one of you down. I truly hope that. I honestly hope they held you guys all for 3 weeks to torture and humane you and then throw you to the alligators. 8 to 12 young men sexually assaulting her. He also recalled that she had a visible black eye. It's to be understandable. Probably beaten her as well. He did not recognize her at the time, but realized who she was a month later when publicity arose around the case. So basically, he didn't know who she was at first when he saw her. Then a month later, he realized this is the same girl that was being raped and the same girl that they are looking for. His second encounter with Drexel came a few days later, and that was the event he described to the FBI as the gunshots inside the building and the body being carried out on the rug. Brown said that he had seen Drexel again 5 days later. This time was in Jacksonboro. He was at his uncle's trailer. Here's the trailer right here. And this is where to believe Brittanee Drexel lost her life. Brittanee Drexel, unfortunately, it seems that she was passed around like a party favor. And that's such a horrible way to say it. But again, I feel for this entire family. I feel for Dawn. I feel for Chad. I feel for Marissa. I feel for her brother. I feel for her grandma Carol. I feel for this entire family due to the fact that they had to listen to the stories, the rumors, the accusations of what happened to their innocent daughter, all in the end to still not have anything to bring her home. He says that it's 80 miles south of McLennanville, the trailer is, and he went to show his cousin the car he had bought. At the cousin's house, on a lightly traveled dirt road with a few residents, he saw her. Brown claimed he had seen her. She was sitting in a recliner in the trailer, and this was the last time in late May he seen her. While visiting with another friend, according to Brown, Drexel was near the property line in a wooded area with a group of men surrounding her. Oh my God. Are you guys all crying right now? As they walked by a man who they only known as Nate. They only know him as Nate. Nate shot her twice with a double barrel shotgun. His friend left immediately, fearing being considered as accomplice if they had remained. So the first story was that she was shot and wrapped up in a rug and thrown to the alligators. Then now he's recalling that she was shot with a double barrel pistol gun she was shot by Timothy Deshawn's dad. And now she's shot by a man named Nate. So again, he passed his polygraph test and then failed it a second time. I don't believe there's a Nate. I don't believe that there's a man named Nate. I believe if there is Nate, Nate is the alias, aka Timothy Deshawn's father, Sean Taylor. I believe Sean Taylor is the one that killed and brought Brittanee to her demise. I truly believe that because, again, Daquan passed his test his polygraph test the first story and then failed it in the second one and then said he knows more than what he's saying. That's my thoughts, my opinions, but that's what I believe. And again, for everyone that saw Brittanee, for everyone that, and they did nothing to help this poor girl. So, what does Taylor decide to do? He decides, I want Taquan Brown dead. And he has said that he is a snitch, and he has said that he's offered $15,000 to anyone that kills Brown. So this man came out, spoke his piece, and now his life is being threatened. Now he's locked away, so Sean Taylor would have to find people from the inside, but if he found people that were able to alter DNA and to burn his trailer down and to keep it hush for 11 years, I really hope they have Taquan Brown locked down on some security. Again, why is it this man's able to walk free? Why is it that they cannot catch this disgusting family? I wish I knew. And why is it that the FBI, because now her mother did give us an update yesterday that the FBI is working with her and they are finding new leads. Why is it they've only checked the trailer one time? They checked that trailer one time. This is Brittanee's last known whereabouts. Think about it. She was sitting in the recliner. Her hair, her skin cells, her DNA, and you check it one time, something just isn't right. I feel like Sean Taylor is also holding up the case of being solved, and it's not right. People need to finally say enough is enough. F this family, and let's get the truth, and let's bring Brittanee home. It's been 11 years, guys, but Taquan said that they buried Brittanee in the garden surrounding the trailer. Then they said that they had to move her. And then that's, I guess, when the alligator story came about. I don't like to use the word dismembered, but if they did, then her remains are in that garden. Something is in that garden. Why is it we can't get this family and this beautiful, innocent angel justice? Why? So again, don't care about the views. Don't care about compensation of this at all. I'm here to help Brittanee's family. I'm here to voice it. I'm here, please. Any of my subscribers that know anything, please contact the 1-800 number. Please call in. Help this poor family find this girl justice, and let's get these sick men off the street. Because let me tell you something, I not only think that Brittanee's DNA evidence was in that house they burnt, but I believe possibly Crystal Souls and other women's DNA was in that house. This is a up family and a disgusting, inhuman one, and they don't deserve to breathe the air that we do on this life of earth. That made no sense. But you guys know what I'm talking about, on this earth. I'm sorry, I get really emotional when it comes to these videos. Especially, like I said, I've been following this case since day one. Brittanee, I'm pretty sure you're in heaven. And I just hope that you know you're not forgotten. And nobody has forgotten you, and nobody will ever give up in finding you justice so you can finally rest in peace. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video.